Earthly governments or heavenly government? What have earthly governments done so far for humanity? Earthly governments for thousands of years have proved that they are incapable of solving even the elementary things, the elementary needs of humanity, which are food and shelter. Vancouver in 2020 was the best city in the world, and too many homeless people uh, were increased in number. So the best city in the world had the issue with homelessness and is getting worse today. So when it comes to food, many people are having hard time to make the living. The rents are too high. So shelter has been an issue, but even food has been an issue because it's on rise. So these governments have failed for thousands of years to provide for humanity the elementary things, food and shelter. Now, on the other hand, God's kingdom is not going to eliminate these issues like food and shelter, but is going to provide for us good health. Means that there is no longer going to be, after Armageddon, is no longer going to be old age, sickness, and death. So this government, heavenly government, is going to eliminate death as the last enemy once for all time, and this enemy, death, will no longer be as a destination in front of us. Only God's heavenly kingdom is going to do this. Now, how do we know this? Where do we have the facts? When Jesus was on earth for 3.5 years of his ministry, he brought back to life 3 people. And one of them was his best friend, Lazarus, that was 4 days dead on the grave. Even his enemies, people that wanted to execute him, could not deny this fact, who were Pharisees and Sadducees at that time. When it comes to food, Christ provided twice for over 11,000 people. Why we say 11,000 when the Bible says one time 5,000 and one time 4,000? Because they were only men, without considering children and women that followed him at that time. So this shows that the true God will not have an issue to provide food for people. He provided for Israelites 40 years in the wilderness manna to survive, a food like a cake that was filled up with minerals and vitamins. And Israelites were very healthy people living in the wilderness, only with manna. But the Bible, in the book of Psalms, promises, and the book of Isaiah, that the true God is going to make the grain to grow in top of the mountains. We will not need to cultivate grain, but he is going to make it grow. So food is not going to be an issue. And the book of Isaiah says that the true God will help us to work or to cultivate or to reap the labor of our hands. So we will build houses and have occupancy. We'll not build and somebody else own them. That's what the book of Isaiah says. Nevertheless, despite this fact that we'll not pay taxes for our houses, because money will not be an issue anymore, money is not going to exist after Armageddon. And when we build these houses and have occupancy, when we first, before the final test, something that we have explained in other videos, will live 1,000 years to reach perfection. That house that we just built, for how many years is that house going to last? So we give to that house 100 years. So we have to tear it back down and to build another one instead of it. So today houses outlive us. At that time we will outlive houses. So building houses is going to be a constant thing. But we will last forever. We'll be here forever. So all this possibility is through God's heavenly kingdom government. When it comes to crime, these governments, they fail to solve this issue. Crime is in increase every day. People die because of violence and crime and things like that. In the new system, under God's heavenly kingdom government, no one will survive Armageddon, who is a rebel, who does not know the structure of this heavenly kingdom government, who does not obey the good news that we preach and teach to people about this government. So for us to survive Armageddon and to be the subject under the rule of this heavenly kingdom government, we have to be educated people. We have to know everything in detail about this government and the requirements that this government has for us as its citizen, as its subject. So love will dominate the spirit under the rule of this heavenly kingdom government. Money will not exist. Everyone is going to be rich. Everybody, what I have, you have. So we miss nothing. The only thing that is going to dominate is love, because we own nothing to anyone, only love. I came from a communist government. Under communism, everyone was poor, but we all were equal, and we have love for each other, even though we were poor. Imagine now, under God's heavenly kingdom government, everybody is going to be rich. So we all will own love to one another. And when we have this, we'll all be rich. We'll miss nothing. So we will not see each other selfishly or with some personal interest. We'll see each other with love and affection and consideration and respect, because we miss nothing. The only thing that is required for us is love. And this is what we preach and teach to people for over 100 and something years. Before the last days were going to strike in 1914 CE, we have started to preach about this heavenly kingdom government. Jesus and his disciples, the theme of Jesus' preaching and teaching was God's heavenly kingdom government. He, in 4 Gospels, he spoke about this heavenly kingdom 114 times, and he spoke about love only 14 times. 100 times more for the government than for love. And in Lord's Prayer, what is the prayer? Our Father in the heavens, let your name be sanctified, be declared, be made known, and let your kingdom come. Kingdom is the second, because this kingdom is established in heaven only to sanctify the name of the true God, Jehovah. That's why this kingdom is established in heaven, for this reason, for God's name to be known to all humanity. And what is the third? Let your will take place as in heaven, which is already taken place, and on the earth, which has not taken place, is going to take place after Armageddon. So is no life in heaven for us as subject of this heavenly kingdom government. The life is going to be here on the earth. We are made for the earth. The earth is made for us. And we'll take care of it. Take care of animals, and we'll cultivate the ground. We'll cultivate many things. We'll build houses, have occupancy. We'll live here forever and ever. More than anything else, we will survive on the earth forever. Animals are made to be here temporary. They will keep giving birth to their little ones will play with them, because one day the earth's population is going to be filled with people, and the birth of humans is going to stop, because it's going to be a certain certain number of people on the earth, probably 100 billion. We don't know. But the thing is, when that comes, the number has reached out. We will know this based on the new scrolls after Armageddon. New Bible is going to be written, because the scriptures today are based on the life that we live today as imperfect human. And those days we'll have the new scrolls written based on perfect humans. So then we'll know the population of the earth, what's the number is going to be. When the population is stopped, we'll not have the possibility to have any longer children, to have babies. We'll play with the babies of animals constantly. But we will know the concept of death, will not forget it, because for thousands of years it's easy to forget the concept of death when you live for billions of years, when nobody anymore dies. But animals always will die, because they are made instinctively wise. For a short period of time, we are made logically wise to live forever. And we have the concept of life. We have the concept of death. The concept of life is because we'll survive forever. The concept of death is the animals in front of us die. So if we rebel, for whatever reason, even after a trillion years, you see, we'll die like a little child, Bible says, in comparison. Because a trillion years in comparison with everlasting life is not even 1 second. Even 1 second. So everything is going to be reached only through our heavenly kingdom government, a perfect government that is going to be forever, and we will be subject of this perfect government forever. We will live in this planet. We have to understand the concept of everlasting life. It's written 40 times in the Bible. Living forever is written, as I said, 40 times in the Bible. And for our dead loved ones coming back, waking up from the sleep of temporary sleep of death, is written another 40 times, because they are still alive in God's memory. So they still must have the privilege knowing about this government, because they died in ignorance and knowing who the true God Jehovah is. So Jehovah, the true God, is going to give them back this possibility to know Him and to know His heavenly kingdom government in detail. Because how otherwise can you be subject under this government unless you know the structure of it, its requirements? For me to become a Canadian citizen, I had to go through many questions. That is just 100 and something or 200 years old government. Still, we have to know the history and to take a test. How much more when it comes to a perfect government? We have to know so many details about this government. You cannot learn this, the meaning of this heavenly kingdom government from any church. That are over 42,000 religions. No one of these religions are going to explain you the structure of this heavenly kingdom government that Jesus preached 114 times. And you can go even to Pope. He doesn't know. After a few words, he runs out. You see, because Jehovah is not with them. Jehovah is not with the religion. Religion actually has been opium for people, has been poison for people, because what we preach and teach to people, religion always have been a stumbling block for our message. That's why for you to know more about this subject, God's heavenly kingdom government, you go to any kingdom hall that is close by, and you'll find there's someone that is going to help you out with this knowledge for all the questions that you have. Or you go to jw.org and you write down the questions, and you'll find the answers for many things. But still, for us to be part or subject under this government, we have to learn about this government. We have to learn about Jehovah and His Christ, and we have to be part of this visible earthly organization on the earth that preach and teach to people about this beautiful good news, that what this government is going to do for us. Thank you for listening.